Sorry for the uh, quick notice here. Um, don't really think I'm gonna have time to go through a full breakdown because there's all this news that's coming out. I'm just really not gonna have a lot of time, but I will just at least tell you what I have for now and things to kind of look at. I mean, the big news it looks to be whether Carl Anthony Towns is playing. Let me just see if I have that yet. There's probably other stuff also, but let's just see something. Carl Anthony Towns still looks like he's questionable. He was downgraded. Well, it wasn't downgraded, but it was a late addition to the report. So we have to keep an eye on that. I mean, obviously, if he is out, then pretty much everybody from the Knicks is going to get a bump, from Brunson to OG Anunoby to Josh Hart. Um, and I might even be missing somebody else. And Miles Bridges, not Miles Bridges, Michael Bridges as well. So all those Knicks, if Towns is out, are going to get bumped. So everybody should just be on the lookout for that. Again, I'm not probably not going to be around when all that news comes out. So if in fact Towns is out, I would upgrade all those guys, and then if you want, you could play. This is a little bit pure, but you could play Anthony Edwards from Minnesota. On the other side of that, he just looks, a little too inexpensive and not coming back to, but he's the type of guy that'll probably get up for this game in Madison Square Garden. So I presume he's playing, right? Let me look at Anthony Edwards. I know he had been a little fishy. Oh, he is going to play and will not have any minute restriction. That news just came out actually like 25 minutes ago. So that actually looks to be something to keep an eye on. Now, there's all this value coming from looks like from the New Orleans game, and I just want to make sure that we get this right. I mean, we're just not going to have it yet. We just need to know who's starting. I mean, right now, if I had to say would play, it would be Jose Alvarado, Sadiq Bey, Jeremiah Fears, Trey Murphy, even Herb Jones or whatever. I'm not getting too much Kevon Looney right now, and I knew it was an atrocious play, by the way. I mean, he just doesn't score fantasy points. I'm not interested, to be quite honest with you. And then Dallas. Originally, I was getting a bunch of Cooper Flag, but not as much anymore. But we're just waiting on that. Looks like Miami, Denver looks clean. That game could produce, I suppose. Washington, Boston. Oh, I know what just happened. So Jordan Poole was ruled out, right? So if Jordan Poole is out, what team was he on again? I literally barely remember. But obviously, guys got bumps because of it. Let me just see something real quick. Oh, he's on New Orleans, right? So that's why all this stuff is getting bumps, right? So, okay, so Jose Alvarado et al. What other value is there? I mean, guys, I'm getting a lot of Nurkic, 50% right now. Juris Walker from Indiana, also Pascal Siakam from Indiana. Trey Murphy, I mentioned, Cade Cunningham, but the real news that you really have to keep an eye on is this Knicks stuff, because I think that I think that could almost trump everything. I think if Edwards is out, if not Edwards is out, I think if Cat's out, all those guys get bumps, and I would play, at least one of them, maybe two, maybe three, who knows? That game can be a pretty cool stat. Also, Jabari Smith again with this questionable tag, which is annoying. So we'll have to watch for that. And then who are we looking at? Amen Thompson, Sengun, back to Terry Eason again. So all this stuff is going to happen after lock. So it's just going to be another day of if you really want to play well, you're going to have to just be around. Boston, Washington. Keta, I've heard cases made for him for Boston. Otherwise, it's kind of a clean card there. Detroit, Utah. Utah always seems to generate a lot of fantasy points for both themselves and for their opponents. Let me see. So that's where the Nurkic comes from. Cunningham, Keontae George, Isaiah Stewart, Holland, Duncan Robinson. That doesn't sound like somebody I'd really want to play. Asar Thompson, I like that. Pretty much all these guys. Kevin Love, 3,500. Maybe that's just not the type of guy I like to play. I mean, he's got such a he's what is he going to play? 15 minutes? He can obviously get there in 15 minutes, but it's not my cup of tea. Philly, Cleveland just doesn't seem to be pretty appealing. And not to mention the fact that all this news is coming later. I mean, all else being equal, you don't want that, but you have to make a decision in this Indiana-Brooklyn thing, right? Like right now, it's all this Siakam and Jarris Walker, even Claxton, Cam Thomas. So I'm getting a lot of exposure here. So we have to decide on this. Ray J. Dennis. So that's a decision we have to make pretty quickly. And we're not going to have the Minnesota news. So this is it's a tricky slate, like all of them are. And again, nothing real special to talk about except for that. If you have any questions, feel free. But I just want to at least pop in and tell you the things to look for as we approach lock. So again, if I had to advise you, I would say you could play the Indiana stuff that shows up for you and the Brooklyn stuff that shows up for you. But I would not go. I don't want to say cap my exposure, but I would try my best to not get too much of it, just because of all the stuff that can happen after that game's ends. Locks. I think this Towns news might not come until 7. I mean, who knows? I'm going to look for it. And if he plays, I mean, I think that if he plays, I'm probably just not going to play the game. But if it doesn't play, I have to play these other guys. So I'm going to wait as long as I can as far as that goes. Hockey, I put hockey projections up. Again, I didn't put the NBA projections up because it's just useless right now. You can watch, Goldie probably put his up, and they're probably as recent as he could make them. And if he does follow up, that's great. If not, then I apologize for that. As far as New Orleans goes, again, I prefer these guys start, that they're going to look good. So again, the longer you wait, the better. And that's just all I can say about this slate in general. Let me look actually at FanDuel, because I think FanDuel includes the later games. Let me just see what I'm getting from that at least. There you get all this stuff. And yeah, oh my God, what's this? All this 60% branded Pazinski and Kuminga. So all this Golden State stuff is coming from the other slate, which is sort of interesting. And Westbrook and DeRozan. Wow, all this, like all from these late night hammers, which is actually kind of fun. All right, I guess that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Good luck today. Tomorrow, again, I was unable to do the NFL early look today. Tomorrow, we'll definitely get some showdown stuff going on, and maybe we'll do an early look for when Bobby gets back. I know he's away, but I don't know if he'll be able to pop in tomorrow. I'm not sure. But we'll take care of you guys tomorrow. I'll do UFC. There were a lot of changes in the UFC card over the last 24 hours. I'm glad I didn't go on in and commit to that video, because that would have had to been completely done. Yeah, Alvarado does look good. Does it matter if he starts or not? I don't know. It would be nice if he started. It'd make life a little bit easier. All right, I'm going to get out of here. That's going to do it.